Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today's topic: why nobody wants to live in the city in the world. Stay tuned if you're curious about these places. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel before proceeding to the video. If you are ready, let's get started. Number 6. Spanish Town, Jamaica. Spanish Town's high homicide rate has long been a source of controversy. Similar to other parts of Jamaica, Spanish Town has a high crime rate. Violence, assaults, and robberies threaten the safety of residents. Both tourists and locals are concerned about their safety, and some avoid living in the town. Spanish Town is experiencing economic decline, limited job opportunities, lower expectations of daily comforts, and increased unemployment rates. As a result, people leave the city in search of a better daily life. Another explanation for the decline in personal happiness is the city's inadequate infrastructure. The city's underlying problems, such as poor road conditions, water supply, and energy costs, negatively affect people's daily lives and discourage them from moving there. Spanish Town is a place where political instability is felt across Jamaica. This creates a sense of anxiety about the future and reduces the willingness of individuals to make long-term arrangements for the city. Ongoing social unrest in Spanish Town is another factor. These challenges create a culture of unhappiness in the community and discourage people from moving there. Number 5. Mogadishu Somalia. Somalia has long been a country of famine, political unrest, and internal strife, and its capital Mogadishu bears the brunt of this misery. Mogadishu has been affected by a protracted national war and struggle. This has led to a general lack of security across the city. The ongoing conflict has led to repeated clashes between different groups, jeopardizing the well-being of ordinary people. Al-Shabaab and other extremist groups use Mogadishu as a base of operations. They are known for their frequent use of explosives and intimidation tactics against vulnerable areas of the city. People experience this firsthand, disrupting their daily routines and filling them with fear. Violations of fundamental freedoms are commonplace in Mogadishu. In particular, it is typical to witness forced labor, abduction, and torture by repressive organizations driven by fear. As a result of the current situation, the people of the city are deprived of their fundamental freedoms. The city's financial situation is also very precarious. The financial difficulties are due to deficiencies in the Waqf, inadequate staffing, inadequate salaries, and needs. Mogadishu Waqf is facing serious challenges due to the lack of essential services, lack of basic amenities, difficulties in accessing health services, lack of electricity and water supply make it difficult to live in the city. These problems necessitate the relocation of Mogadishu to safer areas. Many people prefer to move to safer and more stable areas without risking their lives. These problems are a justification for not wanting to live in Mogadishu. Number 4. Harare, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has a history of economic problems. Changes in the agricultural sector combined with high inflation, especially in the mid-2000s, led to a major economic collapse in the country. For those living in Harare, this has led to hardship, unemployment, and unhappiness. People struggle to meet their daily needs as the price of basic commodities continues to rise. The city of Harare struggles with inadequate infrastructure. Power outages, irregular water supply, and poor road networks have a negative impact on daily life. Zimbabwe has experienced a series of political turmoil. As a result of political decisions taken by those in power, the population has developed a sense of vulnerability and weakness. This is driving people away from the city. Harare has a high crime rate. There are concerns about home security, and it can be dangerous to walk the streets at night. As a result, people do not want to live in the city. Taken together, these factors explain why Harare has become a less desirable place to live. Number 3. Caracas, Venezuela. The capital Caracas is overflowing with evil. The Venezuelan Violence Observatory reports that Caracas has 122 murders for every 100 inhabitants. Caracas has one of the highest crime rates in South America. People walking the streets during the day, especially in the evening, are at high risk of becoming victims of theft, robbery, and other crimes. This raises residents' concerns about security. Venezuela's financial problems and political instability have a negative impact on Caracas. People's expectations for the future are clouded by political turmoil, anti-government protests, and the country's economic collapse. This fragility is pushing people out of the city. Venezuela is struggling with high unemployment and skyrocketing inflation. This makes daily life difficult and limits access to basic necessities. People are struggling to find work and wages are falling. Caracas is struggling with basic problems. There are frequent power cuts, Water supply is inadequate and the transportation system is poor. This has a negative impact on daily life and makes it difficult for people to access basic services. The cost of living in Caracas is very high. Food, housing, and other necessities are becoming increasingly expensive. As a result, people are struggling to meet their basic needs on a consistent basis. Social services such as education and healthcare are often lacking in Caracas. Access to quality medical care is problematic, and the education system is struggling. This has a negative impact on the overall well-being of the population. These factors show that Caracas is a city with problems in terms of being a place to live. Number 2, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka is known as one of the most densely populated cities in the world. The dense population puts a strain on the city's infrastructure and authorities. Lack of access to education, health, and other basic services reduces daily comfort. Crowding also makes it difficult to complete daily tasks such as work and education. Dhaka's natural problems also negatively affect the well-being of city residents. Water pollution threatens drinking water sources, while air pollution can cause respiratory problems. In addition, garbage problems challenge the status quo of order and cleanliness in the metropolis and increase the risk of epidemics. Dhaka suffers from a lack of structure due to power outages, water scarcity, and problems with administrative waste. This has a negative impact on daily life and negatively affects essential activities such as work and education. Dhaka is known to be a city struggling with poverty. Many people are struggling to make ends meet on meager wages and unemployment is high. This leads to social unrest and general unhappiness, and people do not want to live in the city. Bangladesh is vulnerable to disasters caused by climate change. Dhaka also has no defenses against natural disasters, such as cyclones, floods, and other catastrophes. This poses a constant risk to the safety and property of city residents. This makes it difficult for some people to live in Dhaka, and others may find living in this city a less favorable option due to its typical environment. Number 1, New Delhi, India. Delhi is one of the most polluted cities in the world. This can lead to epidemics, respiratory diseases, and other common medical problems. Temperature changes and the accumulation of ozone-depleting compounds in the atmosphere exacerbate pollution, especially during the winter months. It is hot and crowded, and most residents suffer from poverty. The vast majority of people live on less than $1 a day. New Delhi's population has reached a point where the system is struggling to keep up with demand. This can lead to inadequate housing, poor provision of basic services, and problems with public transportation capacity. Congestion and noise also have a negative impact on satisfaction. Some of New Delhi's water sources are aging. Droughts can cause water supplies to decline, which can lead to problems with drinking water supplies. Water pollution can cause diseases and reduce the quality of drinking water. Due to social and economic inequalities in the city, people living in different parts of the city may not have equal access. This can lead to social tensions, and some areas may have worse living conditions than others. These factors are among the reasons not to live in New Delhi. In this video, we have listed cities in the world where no human being wants to live and explained the reasons why. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.